are you trying to ruin our wedding? I didn't mean to. I just wanted to say that you're spending too much money. Lisa, I understand that you are poor, but Sean is going to be the next president, right? We don't need to worry about money. Even if he is going to be the next president, this is too much. That's not true. When I asked him, don't you want to see your mother happy? Sean would listen to anything I said. What? Sean loves you, doesn't he? When I said it was for you, he generously provided the money. The words hit me like a knife. I suddenly looked at the face of the bride, and she was smirking at me. You exploited the feelings of my son who cared about me. Anger was bubbling up inside me. To this, the bride responded with shocking words. So what? If you're going to complain anymore, can you please leave? We don't need a low-educated poor mother. Please don't involve yourself with us ever again. Her words, steeped in a sense of superiority, rapidly amplified my anger. I would never forgive this. The time she could feel victorious was only temporary. Glaring at the back of Lisa, who was walking away, still looking down on me, I made a firm resolution and attended the reception. My name is Megan. My husband passed away early, and now I live with my son Sean. Since my family was poor, I started working as soon as I graduated from junior high school. Later, I met my husband who had started a company, and we got married. Decades later, when his business stabilized and we were financially comfortable, my frugality never faded, and I still live a life of saving. Neither my husband nor Sean ever spoke ill of my frugality. On the contrary, they accepted it and joined me in being economical. My son, who has a generous personality, has accepted my frugal nature without complaint even now as a working adult. After my husband's death, the company was taken over by my brother-in-law Kevin, who is now the president. Sean works there and is a candidate for the next president. Despite such talk, my son continues to live as usual without boasting. Sean, whom I raised alone after my husband's death, is my pride and joy. Sometimes I worry that he cares too much about me and pushes himself too hard. But that caring nature is also what I'm proud of. Since he started working, his independence seems to have grown. And he has become a very reliable man recently. So, when he said, "I have a girlfriend," I felt a bit lonely, but I genuinely wanted to bless them. She's a girl introduced to me by a friend, but she's really nice. I smiled at the happy Sean. I want to start a family soon, to reassure you, Mom. So, I want to marry her. Oh, thank you. But haven't you been dating her for only a short time? Don't rush into marriage because you're worried about me. It's your life, so make your own decisions without worrying about me. It was delightful that he cared about me. But I didn't want him to choose his lifelong partner just to reassure his mother. However, the fact that he had a girlfriend, that he seemed very happy, and above all, that he cared so much about me, warmed my heart. I was blessed to have such a son who loved me. That's what I thought. Half a year after hearing from Sean that he had a girlfriend, the two were seriously considering marriage, and he said she would come to greet me. Although I had heard about Lisa from my son several times before, it was the first time to meet her. Megan, is it true that you are a junior high graduate? And yet, you raised a fine son like Sean. After introducing ourselves and chatting a bit, it was when Sean left the table. Lisa gave me a provocative look. Well, yes, Sean has really grown up well. I barely managed to respond, but I couldn't help feeling uncomfortable with her words. Although her words praised Sean, they seemed to mock me as well. Fine? You don't humble yourself at all, do you? Normally, people are modest. Oh, maybe you don't know this kind of common sense because you're a junior high graduate? What? Oh, sorry. I was just curious. It's really amazing. I definitely couldn't raise a son as a single mother. Although she said that, the corners of her mouth were slightly twisted in a smirk. What were you talking about? When Sean returned and asked this, Lisa responded without hesitation. We were talking about how amazing it is that your mother raised such a wonderful Sean. I really respect you, Megan, she said, turning a smile towards me. But I could feel the thorns in her words and couldn't shake off a feeling of discomfort. Right. Sean is going to be the next president, right? The conversation shifted to the future of the two, inevitably leading to talks about Sean's upcoming promotion. She looked excited about the prospect of Sean becoming the next president. In contrast, my son responded calmly. It's just because my uncle is the president that people say that. I'm still inexperienced and need to study and grow more. It's the company my father left behind, so I can't take it lightly and let it decline. But you will become the president eventually, right? Lisa asked, hurriedly. I'll do my best to make it happen. Sean said this with a smile, but she seemed a bit dissatisfied. Before we talk about becoming president, you need to get promoted first. The jobs assigned to you depend on your position, and you need to be aware of those responsibilities. When I advised this, my son nodded strongly. Lisa regained the sparkle in her eyes at this. When you get promoted, your salary will increase, right? Since you're being called the next president, I guess your income will keep getting better, huh? Her eyes lit up at the mention of a next president and salary. The discomfort I felt about her remained even after she left. Tell me, Sean, isn't Lisa just marrying you for your money? She seemed too interested in your salary and the talk of you becoming the next president. I couldn't help but ask my son. It's his life, even if we are family. I shouldn't have interfered, but I couldn't help speaking out, considering his happiness. However, Sean denied it. I don't think that's the case. Lisa is concerned about money because she plans to manage our finances after we get married. Money is also important in marriage. I see. So, you two have discussed it properly. Yes. Lisa said she would manage our finances when we get married. She's a very responsible woman, so it'll be fine. Well, if you say so. Mom, I'm 28 years old, okay? I'm an adult, so please don't worry like that. My son's smile swept away my worries. Seeing his expression, I realized something. Perhaps I was just feeling a sort of jealousy towards Lisa. Was that what it felt like to be the mother of a son who was getting married? I found myself strangely convinced by that thought. However, I would later realize that such thoughts were mistaken. A year after Lisa's greeting, they have a wedding today. I know nothing about the details of the wedding. Lisa told me not to interfere too much. Surely, the wedding is a significant event for the two of them and their future married life. I decided to silently watch over them, eagerly awaiting this day. However, when I arrived at the venue, I was stunned and stood frozen. The rented venue was decorated extravagantly, beyond what is usual for ordinary people. In the waiting room, there was a guess the color quiz for guests to guess the color of the wedding dress Lisa would change into during the ceremony. I've seen such productions before, but there was a distinct difference this time. There were 2 changes of clothes and guests were asked to choose 2 colors. The menu listed luxurious ingredients abundantly used in the dishes. Even the entertainment included a professional magician. I had attended many weddings before, but I had never experienced one as lavish and clearly expensive as this. I had not anticipated experiencing this at my son's wedding. This is too much. Disturbed and anxious about the wedding's extravagance, I thought I must talk to Sean. With that in mind, I headed to the bridal couple's room. There, I saw my brother-in-law Kevin and Lisa. Lisa was humbly and politely responding to the blessings from him. Thank you very much. Please continue to support Sean. I will do my best to support him too. I'm counting on you too. Sean has my expectations. Yes, I'll do my best. Lisa said this and responded politely. Even after finishing speaking, her smile remained, but as soon as she saw me, her expression turned into one of disdain. Feeling a bad premonition, I rushed to Lisa and asked about the situation. Lisa, it's been a while. You told me not to interfere too much, so I've been silent until now. But isn't this spending way too much? One dress change is enough. The wedding should be more modest. Despite my fluster, she looked calm and unapologetic as she responded. What can I say? It's already decided. It's troubling to hear this now. I was speechless, and Lisa looked at me with the same provocative eyes as when we first met. Are you trying to ruin our wedding? I didn't mean to. I just want to say that you're spending too much money. I understand that you are poor, but Sean is going to be the next president, right? We don't need to worry about money. Even if he is going to be the next president, this is too much. That's not true. When I asked him, don't you want to see your mother happy? Sean would listen to anything I said. What? Sean loves you, doesn't he? When I said it was for you, he generously provided the money. The words hit me like a knife. I suddenly looked at the face of the bride, and she was smirking at me. You exploited the feelings of my son who cared about me. Anger was bubbling up inside me. To this, the bride responded with shocking words. So what? If you're going to complain anymore, can you please leave? We don't need a low-educated poor mother. Please don't involve yourself with us ever again. Her words, steeped in a sense of superiority, rapidly amplified my anger. I would never forgive this. The time she could feel victorious was only temporary. Glaring at the back of Lisa, who was walking away, still looking down on me, I made a firm resolution and attended the reception. Now, please welcome Megan, the groom's mother. After being invited to the microphone by the host, I prepared to give my speech. I had discussed the speech with Sean beforehand, but it seemed he had kept it a secret from Lisa. The course of events was different from what Lisa had planned, and there I was. Still not having left after being told to go, now about to give a speech. Though silent, she was clearly emitting a displeased aura. Thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us today. Sean and I have supported each other all our lives. As I began my speech, I shared my feelings for my son. After recounting some old episodes, I continued. However, it seems that today I must let go of my son. Therefore, I am firing him. What? A murmur ran through the venue. My brother-in-law Kevin was also surprised. And the company's attendees showed confused expressions. The murmur in the room did not subside. The first to speak up was Lisa. Fired. What are you talking about? You're not even part of the company, so you can't make him quit. Even if you are his mother, that's not acceptable. What are you talking about? I said I'm firing Sean. You told me, we don't need a low-educated poor mother, so never involve yourself again. That's. Besides, it seems you're only after my son's money. I can't trust a son who would choose someone like you. That's why he's fired. The murmurs in the venue grew louder. Lisa's face turned red with embarrassment as her harsh words toward me were exposed. Sean was glaring sharply at her. What do you mean, we don't need a low-educated poor mother? Did you say that to Mom? And about being after the money. It doesn't matter, right? We're going to live our lives together from now on. So we don't need a mother who has no education or money. Besides, even if she said that, there's no way she can actually fire you. Mom is the chairperson of my company. What? Lisa's face, which had been red, quickly turned pale upon hearing my son's words. She asked, obviously flustered. But, you said she's a junior high graduate. A person like that being a chairperson. There's no such thing. That's the case. The company was founded by my father. Mom has been involved since the very beginning. Now, she understands the company more than anyone and holds the actual management rights. Why didn't you tell me such an important thing earlier? If you had told me sooner, this wouldn't have happened. Instead of apologizing, Lisa started blaming my son. But Sean looked at her with disdain. I was going to tell you the details of the company gradually. But now, that's unnecessary. Since the marriage is off, there's no need to tell you anymore. What do you mean? The marriage is off. Isn't it obvious? I can't marry someone who looks down on my mother and is only after money. The wedding is off. Sean's voice carried an undeniable authority. Lisa, realizing this was serious, suddenly tried to appeal to me. Megan. I didn't know you were the chairperson and I was terribly rude. I won't look down on you, who is the chairperson, anymore. Please forgive me. Lisa said this, apologizing, but of course, I had no intention of forgiving her. That's impossible. Because if I weren't the chairperson, you would still look down on me, right? I cannot be family with someone who cannot respect others and loves to waste money. Goodbye. With that, I started to leave the venue. Following me, Kevin stood up, and other attendees began to prepare to leave as well. Wait, please. Don't go, everyone. Lisa cried out, but no one even gave her a sympathetic look. Rather, my relatives said, it's good that Sean didn't marry such a person. And Lisa's relatives looked utterly dismayed. Lisa's friends also began preparing to leave quickly, complaining. She looked down on us, saying she was going to be the wife of the president. Everyone left Lisa stunned. Sean and I returned the gifts we had received and apologized to the departing guests. After everyone had left, my son muttered apologetically. Mom, I'm sorry. I wanted to reassure you, but instead, it ended up like this. Now we can't even work together anymore. That's why I told you not to worry about me. Also, about that matter, it's already settled. What? I said I couldn't trust a son who chooses a partner for their money, so I was going to fire you. But now that the marriage with Lisa is off, I'm not firing you. Sean looked relieved at my words. Thank you, Mom. I'll work even harder from now on. Your happiness is what matters most to me. I patted Sean on the back. Afterward, the engagement with Lisa was officially cancelled, and the cost of the ceremony was split. However, Lisa had planned to have Sean pay for the entire wedding and keep the gifts from her guests for herself. Unable to pay her credit card bills for the beauty treatments and other expenses, she ended up in debt. Lisa had already quit her job in anticipation of marriage and had no money. She quickly tried to marry again for money, but her new partner turned out to be a marriage scammer. She ended up even more in debt, and now no one knows where she is or what she's doing. On the other hand, our bond as mother and son strengthened even more after this incident. Sean seems to respect me even more now and is eager to become independent and reassure me. Not through marriage but on his own. Thanks to his dedication to his work, the company has continued to grow. And just the other day, the president of a longtime business partner introduced his daughter to us. I have also worked with his daughter on several occasions. Sean seems quite interested in this new opportunity. My son has grown into a fine man, and it looks like a new spring is coming for him, which makes my heart leap with joy.